Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope that you've had a good holiday season and start to the new year. I'm so excited for 2025. That's why I'm getting this video out right away. One of my big goals for the year is to put out a lot more content and to also broaden the content that I'm making so that it's not just documenting a full gardening project, because I feel like that puts a lot of pressure on myself and probably limits how many people are interested to that degree. Although I do still have a lot of gardening projects planned and in my head developing, but I am inside for the winter, and I thought that a great place to start with some more casual content, just kind of inviting you into my life, is to do a little house tour of the small, it's really like a Cape cottage that we live in, and we've been here for almost 3 years, which is really, really crazy to think about, because we have known that this place needs to be torn down. It was really in rough shape when we moved in, and there have been it's been uncomfortable the last 3 years. The roof leaks, we've had so many plumbing issues. It's very rustic, and it's not a huge struggle for me during the summer, but in the winter it's really cold. And so the reason why I wanted to document is that things do look pretty presentable. We did host a little bit for the holidays. We had my cousin and his fiance over for hot toddies before we went out for dinner. That's pretty much the most hosting we can really do. But it's never totally tidy because it's such a small space, but it's pretty presentable to show you. And also because we are entering the last leg of living in this house. Thank God. We have been planning to build our dream house, which is going to be a small kind of woodland cottage, cabin, lodgy. We're kind of pulled in a few directions at the moment, so I'm not totally sure how it's going to come together, but 2025 is going to be a really exciting year for us. We are finishing the barn finally, which that's been a 2-year-long build that I haven't really documented that much of, except on my Instagram. I do have a construction highlight that kind of shows the slow progression of the barn build, but the siding is going on, the windows are coming in, we got the wood stove, it's not hooked up, but all of that is going to make the space a lot more usable, and I'm very excited to set up my studio in the loft. So stay tuned. I'm going to be doing some kind of vlog videos as I set up my studio. But for now, you can get a sense of the living situation here. And without further ado, let's get into the home tour. So when you first walk into the house, the pellet stove is the heart of the house. It's our primary source of heating, came with the house, and this is where everyone likes to hang out. So this main room is divided into 3 different sort of use areas, which I will introduce you to through these sort of dramatic montages of the creation, in this case, of the office. So basically it's new drywall, a table, chairs, and space to sort of do house plans for us right now. We never painted the drywall. I kind of don't mind it. The living room is very simple. It's basically a love seat with a sort of ottoman in front of the pellet stove, and there's a TV above it. So this is where we spend the majority of our time in the house. And this sort of coffee table ottoman, I want to reupholster the top of this, but it's a trunk, which is really cool. We also have some pantry storage in this metal and glass case with some tea on top, because this is kind of an extension of the kitchen. The island
brings us into the kitchen, which was a full gut job and probably the most exciting like renovation area of the house. I'm really happy with how it came together, and it's all very unfitted, so we'll be able to like bring these furniture pieces to our next house. This butcher block island came from a restaurant like supply warehouse. Just incredible. We basically planned the whole thing around it, and I'm about to pop in and talk about antiques.
We have a real love for antiques, and it's funny actually, when I filmed my YouTube intro music, which was like over 5 years ago now, my intention was to make a channel about antiques, hunting for antiques, and I'm lucky because the love of my life is a woodworker and he builds furniture and restores. So I really thought that that was a direction of content that I was going to be making, and maybe I should reconsider that a little bit. Although, you know, the fun thing about antiquing is nobody's probably going to find exactly what you have, but I love, obviously, antique wooden pieces, but I also really love metal. I think it adds so much character and kind of rustic texture to a space. So we've collected a lot of glass and metal pieces, and we have so much stuff in storage. Like the attic is not part of the tour, but there's so much up there. Like, we love collecting furniture, and I think that we're really going to be all set to move into a new house. But it's going to be a really fun process to decorate. Even the loft, like in the barn, I'm going to make it into a real like loungy space, as well as an artistic, productive space. So if you're interested in more design stuff, there's going to be more of that coming up.
The walls are also redone in this area with this corrugated metal on the bottom and shiplap on top. The deep sink is from the same restaurant, Depot Warehouse. Shelves are from an antique store. And all of the appliances are new. We had to get new appliances because there were mice living in the stove when we moved in. And there's a clock on the wall, which I really love. And behind the clock, there is this sort of creepy storage hallway that leads to the bathroom, which is where I will show you next. And the bathroom, again, is very simple. There's honestly not that much to show because we don't use the shower here. We use the outdoor shower during the summer, and during the winter time, we go to the gym, which is actually quite nice. But this sink area was redone. So Brett had built a platform and used iron pipe to hold up this sink, which we got from the Restore. Love Habitat for Humanity. This is the bedroom. As you can see from this collage, it was open insulation. There were not walls in this area, so it was very unpleasant to sleep here. We slept on like a futon on the floor for a year or so, and to be totally honest, this area never looks this clean. There's always like laundry baskets all on that bench and chair. The cat is loving the open space, but it is pretty cozy in here, pretty comfortable, except that the ceiling is still open. That's not the most pleasant, but the cat really likes it. And also a moment of appreciation for my duck, which I've had for many years and is so at home here. Last but definitely not least is the dressing room. This is one of my favorite parts of the house. And this was originally actually our office, but we needed a space to put some of our clothes. Honestly, we have a lot of clothes, and this doesn't really hold that much stuff, so we do have to like seasonally rotate. And you can see we use the black iron pipe here again to create a space for hangers. And this is a really nice place to get ready. And you'll recognize my sort of vanity corner from my previous video where I did a get ready with me. This mirror is amazing. Brett built it. It's custom and it's a dream come true.
That concludes the house walkthrough. Thank you so much for coming over and seeing where I live. I hope that it was fun to watch. I had a lot of fun making it, and there's going to be more sort of lifestyle content like this coming. So I will see you very soon in my next video. Bye.